Hey, everybody, welcome to Tuesday Night Live. We have lots of fabulous directors. We have one director that's sick, Brenda, but we've got Crystal Tatum here from Texas. We've got Melanie Nelson from the Central Coast area. Lori's up in Woodland, and I'm between all of them in Benicia. So welcome, welcome, welcome. You're going to have a lot of fun over the next 4 weeks. We're going to be teaching a series on ways to generate leads and customers. And our goal is that you embrace these ideas and you actually put them into fruition by implementing them, right? Mary Kay used to tell us to have a minimum, and I hate the word minimum, but minimum of 3, ideally 5 streams of leads. There's going to be some of these that are your favorites more than others. Some are seasonal, so you might not be able to do them all the time. But if you picked a minimum of 3 to implement, you would never be out of customers, ever, ever, ever. And I don't know about you all, but wouldn't it be fun if your date book was always full, like always had names and numbers and people waiting to see you, right? So my name is Diane Covington, if you don't know who I am, and I'm the very, very proud director of the Dynamite unit. And I have to share with you, we got a postcard from Mary Kay Corporate, and it's down on my fridge, that says that in April, our unit was in the top 20. We were number like 11 out of all the units in the Sapphire seminar. So that was really, really exciting. So my new assistant, she made a board today. So this is our cross the finish line June 30th board. So every square, there's like a square squares. Every square, there's 265 squares. So every square is at 200 wholesale, okay? So as people call me and commit, I'm putting their name in pencil. So down here, I have to figure out how many more squares I have to do for sales core. I think there's like 11 or whatever. So I'll write my name in 11 squares. And then when my order goes in, I will write them in pen up here. And the goal is to, when we get this line done, go to the next line, go to the next line, every $200 increment. So if Carrie ordered 800, Carrie's name would go in 4 boxes. Isn't that fun? And then this is the Ryan Rogers. This is to get the Ryan Rogers certificate goal. So we have to be at 210 unit members by June 30th. And so Gretchen Tackerberry got active tonight. So she's technically, we were at 182. So she's technically number 183 and we're climbing. So she's at 183 and we need to get to 210 by the end of next month. And so how we do that is we do that by adding new people. So if I literally had just 8 consultants in my unit saying, you can count on me to add 1, I will guarantee you I will add 1 and I will go add 5 more. So between those 8 and my 5, we would be able to, plus the inactives coming back, we'd hit our mark. So I'm looking for 8 consultants that are going to say, absolutely 100% done deal. You can count on me for at least 1. And if you want to do more, that's totally great. But this is kind of where we are. I do much better tracking this way. I can't just like go for big numbers and not know where I am. So, but what I'd love to do is hear from everybody. If you guys want to share, I'd love to know what is your, and please don't give up on May. May is not done. Oh, no. Let me tell you, May is not done. We still have more than 24 hours to finish. And I have been so far from goals in 24 hours, like needing 4 seminar qualifieds in 24 hours. Like I actually had that happen one year. And I was down to 24 hours and I needed 4 seminar qualified team members. The number 4 freaked me out a little, I'll be honest. So I thought, okay, don't look at 4. Who's the next one? Who's the next one? Who's the customer that loves the product? Who's your hostess whose friends and family just spent over $1,000? Who, you know what I mean? And so I just went to, who is the next one? Who's the next one? And cross the finish line. So I know we can do this. I'm super excited. And to me, what creates that win is when enough of us have our individual wins. It's like a piece of a puzzle. You all have your own individual win and you have your own little puzzle piece. And when we link all of our pieces together, we create a big picture. So I'm super excited about that. So Lori, do you want to share real quick what you're excited about?
Yes. I just let her in. Okay. So, I wish you would have, anyway, I need to do what you did for your unit, for our unit, so that we have a visual for our unit, because our unit has year-end goals as well. So, so I'm excited about, but anyway, I'm excited that there's 24 hours left, because there so much can get done in 24 hours and it's going to get done in 24 hours. But I'm also excited for the year-end goal, because it's the 60th anniversary, people. So
yeah, and with that said, Laura, I mean, like Lori said, if you guys are ever going to go to seminar, ever, even if you went once 10 years ago or whatever, if you're ever going to go again, this is the year. They have spent over $6 million. They have a huge gift to give everybody when they come home. I mean, it's going to be a unbelievable drop dead, just gotta go kind of thing. So Lori, thank you so much for sharing. I appreciate you. Crystal Tatum, do you want to share really quick what you're most excited about for by tomorrow and then for June?
Well, most of you know that I've been doing the boxes on the go where I've been sending them. And so last month I really took a dive into sending the palettes that you put all of your eyeshadows, blush, everything in there. So yesterday, well, the day before, I get a text message from one of my gals, and I didn't think that it was, really anything. So she asked me to call her, and it was Memorial Day weekend. And so what I'm excited about is she called me yesterday and said, I want you to come over because I want to fill my palette and how much it's going to cost. So booked her for an appointment, and then, Janice always taught us, book U+2. So my call is tomorrow to tell her, hey, you can earn some products, and why don't you have a friend or two over? And so she's going to fill it and go from there. So my excitement is that, getting production in, getting ready for seminar. And I've made Queen's Quarter sales already. We finished it up last month. We are done. I've got team members
Congratulations.
next month. She's almost there. She's got like $2,500 left, so she's going to do it. So just getting out there and talking to people and selling. They say even the sales directors, you need to sell.
Oh, yes.
Because when you
Well, that's
sell,
our job. Our job is to put product on faces. That is your job description. If you're a director, you have a cute suit, but you still put product on faces.
in and out, some weeks we may not sell that much, but then other weeks we may sell more. So it's just looking for quality people.
And Crystal, am I correct in understanding that you got a number of those people online so that, or were they all in-person connections?
They're all basically everything. What I did is I messaged them a text, and so I had close to 30 people, and then they referred me to other people, and so they've all been sending their surveys. And I gave them a little bit of a break because they were supposed to send them in on Friday, but it was Memorial Day, and so I'm going to be doing that. And I've got a little packet going out now that it's got, with the palette, I'm sending out more eyeshadows, sending out the pedicure, little samples of the pedicure set that I've got a ton of from last year, which I absolutely love. So I guess to answer your question, Lori, is that everything that I did was online. It was through Messenger, through Facebook.
Okay.
Great. Well, we're excited for you, Crystal, and congratulations on earning your diamond ring. And can't wait to see what other victories you and your unit experience. So that's exciting. Melanie, are you able to talk really quick? I know you might be with family that's not well, so I don't know. Are you able to talk real quick? Maybe not. Okay. Oh.
It's just a little chaotic here, but yeah, I'm excited that we're still moving forward. So,
Okay.
and I always look forward to year end. I'm super excited about the series that we're going to be doing. So, because honestly, there's always something to learn. Even as a director, that is not something I can say, I've got that down. I can skip this one. Absolutely not. So I'm looking forward to learning from Diane. Yep. Well,
and that's
and all of you.
Absolutely. That's the beauty of this business, is if you have an idea and I have an idea and we share, we both have two. So it's a total win-win. So thank you for sharing, Melanie. And I know that your unit is going to be crossing finish lines by tomorrow as well as June 30th. Carrie McCurdy, I want to congratulate you. You are currently sitting #1 in our unit. Brenda Billington's also finishing sales court, and Cindy Madden's also finishing sales court. And so it's just exciting. Do you have anything up your sleeve, Carrie? Anything special you're doing? And Carrie also has a goal to be at Janice's house. Do you want to share a little bit, Carrie, about going to Janice's house and what do you have to do to get there?
Well, it looks like I have to get 4 people back in. I have 3 so far. So 5, actually. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, I actually did that special you did. So I made over the holiday weekend about 450, 500.
Nice.
Yeah,
Customers-
and I sold two repair sets. So yeah, I'm excited about that.
Nice. Yeah, and I don't do those sales very often. So my customers know when they see that kind of insanity thing, they know that's like a one-time deal because I don't ever do that. So
Yeah, everybody was pretty excited. Actually, it's a good sell, but it worked.
good. It's always fun to generate that boost. So, and Carrie, when you envisioned Sales Court, you got to walk across stage last year for the very first time, even though you'd done it before, it was COVID. And so we didn't have seminars. So can you just give everybody like a 1 minute, what was it like to have your sash on, the royalty reception, and then to go across stage when they announced your name?
Well, it's all a whirlwind. You forget it all anyway, but it's really great. And it kind of breaks up the whole thing. So it goes really fast because you're in the royal reception, then you're in a line to get your ring, and then you're in a line to go over the stage. So it's kind of cool. I'm looking forward to it. I am bringing my husband, so I'm kind of excited for him to see it. He will be working though, but yeah. He'll
And you
come to
know that
what he
when you
has
go to,
to.
you qualify for Janice's, he gets to go too.
Yeah, I know. I know.
Just thought I'd throw that out there to you. So, well, I'm excited for you, Carrie, and this is diamond ring number 3. So, super, super excited for you to get that beautiful anniversary band, the 60th anniversary ring. So congratulations.
Thank you.
And Valita, I'm super excited. I'm coming to Valita's house on Friday night. She's got, how many people have RSVP'd? So we're going to do on Friday night, up in Sacramento, the back of the hand, a Waverly skincare party. She's going to have her kitchen table full of product. And, I don't know, Valita, tell me, you said how many people you think you have coming? Wait, you got to unmute, sweetheart, unmute.
I think about 20.
You have 20 people coming. Okay. All right. It's going to be a wild night.
I hope so.
I hope so too. Let's go for at least $1,000 then. If we're going to do that, then that'll be really exciting. And you could end up in your red jacket in one night. You know that you could go from 0 to hero in like blink of an eye.
Okay.
Just saying, anything's possible.
Okay.
So I might need to go get some, I might have you get a few of those closing sheets laminated because I think I only have 8 laminated closing sheets. So, I mean, we could always give them paper ones, but we'll definitely talk about that. But I can't wait. I'll practice again one more time since it's been a week since I've done one. I did 2 parties this week, but they were both like old fashioned on the face around my dining room table. So, so what are you most excited about for Friday?
Well, people coming. I haven't had a party in a while, so I've gone through a lot of stuff and trying to get back in the, and giving parties and meeting people and
Well, you're going to love tonight's training because it's all we're talking about over the next 4 weeks is how to meet people, how to get leads, how to build customers. So,
yeah.
well, I can't wait. And I can't wait for next Tuesday for you to come on and tell everybody how it went.
Okay.
And I'm sure I'll goof up a lot. So that'll be cheap entertainment for the evening. Okay. So we have a little bit more than 24 hours to wrap up our goals, but I do want to let you guys know that everything you do matters. If you think, oh, well, if I run a promotion, and there's a lot of fun things you can do this time of year. Trade-in sales are really fun. Like trade in your foundation and get Mary Kay foundation at 20% off, but they have to physically give you their old foundation. So you could do a trade-in sale and do it for one day and tell them as long as they call you and tell you what they're trading in, you want to get that Smashbox or Benefit or Urban Decay's primer out of their house. You want to get their cleanser out of their house, like empty their bathroom and, let them do trade-ins. There's all kinds of fun things you can do. Even if you did or did not do a Memorial Day sale, there's lots of fun things. So I'm just excited to see you guys excited. I am going to share with you super quick on our Facebook page some of the things. So the calendar just was posted. Let me find you guys again. Okay, so let me go up here and screen share really quick.
Diane, while you're doing that, I have a question. So on the trade-in and they give you like a Smashbox or Urban Decay, what do you do with that? Do you just throw it in the trash or?
Absolutely. Take it to a dumpster. Yeah. In the garbage.
Okay.
I just want it out of their bathroom. So what I do sometimes is I will give them a ticket. So, because when we did this at our studio, everybody brought bags. I mean, these people would show up, Crystal, with shopping bags full of old product because the woman who brought the most items got like a whole spa. So we put a spa basket with like satin hands and satin lips and a sonic brush, like $100 spa basket. And they would, so what you could do is you could make a spa basket with your pedicure kit and other things. For every item they trade in, give them a ticket.
Okay,
And then maybe give them half the tickets and say, I'm going to post the winning number. So don't throw these away. You know, by Sunday night, I'll be posting the winning ticket number, and you might do 2 drawings, give a little spa basket away to each. But if they trade in 9 items, they would get 9 tickets. And they can trade in, like, I don't let them trade in nail polish because we don't sell nail polish anymore, but they could trade in cheek color, lipsticks, mascaras, primers, skincare. And I said, if you guys want lifting serum, find something in your bathroom that lifts, like find something that's what it's supposed to do. You want retinol, find something in your bathroom that's got retinol. Could be Olay Regenerist, could be like whatever. The goal is to get it out of their bathroom. And you can make really fun poems. We have these really silly poems. It's usually around Halloween that says, you know, like, is your bathroom scary? Do you want to, you know, throw out the old gooey and blue, whatever, and get the brand new Mary Kay? Anyway. So the trade-in stuff is fun, and you might do something like that for year end. Okay, so this is available, you guys. I'm assuming you all know this. This bundle has the liquid shadow, the instant puffiness reducer, a hydrating lipstick, and the little sponge and brush set. Now, when you order these, of course, you're making a 60% profit. So some people are wanting to do a promotion, giving your customers a little bit of a deal. So here's one that you could change because this was dated for Memorial Day weekend, but it says regular 84. If you buy it, all of those items, it's 59. So you're going to sell it basically for almost $60. Well, gang, you got it at 60% off. Okay. Then there's a flash sale, which is just the contour brush and the lipstick for 29, or they could do just the eye and the instant puffiness reducer for 45, or they could do the whole thing for 59, which is a killer deal. So you could take this flash sale and just put a black box right over that and put on there June 1st and 2nd. Or Carrie, you could launch this and just say May 31st only. And you guys could put this out there, and you might even do a little infomercial and have all 5 of these products in front of you on Facebook and just hold them up and tell them what they are. They don't know how amazing that instant puffiness reducer is. I would send them before and after pictures of that. So anyway, so these are the kinds of things that are fun, but it gives you a chance to really make a difference in your sales when you're ordering stuff at 60% off. Okay. All right. So, here are all the events for June. And if you guys, Jen Bessicker's is in 2 weeks. We've got Cecilia James in a week. Tomorrow night, not tomorrow night, night before next, Sonia Paez's daughter, who joined Mary Kay at 18, she just earned her first Cadillac. I think she's 22. She's going to be speaking. So if you guys know any millennials, here's what I would do. So let's say Valita was a millennial. She's 23. And I would say to her, I'd say, Valita, here's the deal. You're exactly what I'm looking for. Exactly. Personality, stability, drive, fun. And I know this may not be for you, but could you be a talent scout for me? Because guess what, Valita, if you jump on, you understand what Mary Kay has to offer, and you refer me to a friend, you get a $100 gift card if she joins my team. Like, I literally give her a $100 Mary Kay gift card. Customers are going to go, I know people. Like, really? I know people who want to join your team. So but here's the deal, gang. If you don't ask, they don't know. So anyway, so this gal is going to be speaking Thursday night. Just picked up her Cadillac, so she's super, and she's like 20, like not even barely old enough to order a glass of wine. So she's super young. Okay, then if you go up here, in here there are over 17 different posts for your pages. You could schedule your own 5-minute summer glam. Here's a flyer. All you do is put a date right in here. You can totally steal that flyer. Here's a dad do-over. There's another flyer. Here's summer glam flyer. So these flyers, glitz and glam. These are all ready for you to use. You can use these even as headers on your Facebook pages. There's tons of these. Pink Day is June 22nd. I would run something special, and I would let them know, 7 days till Pink Day, 6 days till Pink Day. Even if they have no idea what Pink Day is, if they see every day you change the post, they'll go, what is that? And you could do whatever you want with that. Anyway, so that's Pink Day. Here's the birthday bash, free sample pack and giveaways if it's their birthday this month in June. There's another header for a Facebook page. Here's another one. National Pink Day. Again, you could do something fun with that. You could even do something at your house. Let them know that you're going to have a pink table. Everything on that pink table is 40% off. And I put just my limited edition or discontinued product or whatever on there. Are you in my VIP page? If not, you should be. June Boom is coming. Here's what's fun about June Boom. They don't know what that is. you get to make June Boom up whatever you want. But if you were going to do June Boom could be for you, Crystal, a trade-in event. So this is like the teaser. Are you in my VIP page? If not, you should be, because June Boom is coming. You could decide that the 10th of June is June Boom Day. Just pick a day. And so every day before that, say 9 more days till June Boom. They're like, what is this? But it creates FOMO, right? It creates everybody going, what? So Happy Mail's on its way. This would be what I would send to everybody. If you did PCP, I would put a picture of you in here and I would put your name down here and send that out and say, did you get the catalog? Did you love the lips? So all of these, so notice that pink line, it says time and date here. Join us for skincare and summer color look. You could do this in your backyard. Here's another makeup workshop. Tacos and Tootsies. I didn't come up with these, by the way. Tan tone and tighten. I love this because who doesn't want to be tan, tone, and tightened? So you break out a big bottle of that and you start demoing it. You only let them rub it on one arm and one leg. Now, Velita, I'm hoping you have some of that in your inventory. I didn't even give you that as a thing. But all my medium to deep clients love that lotion because it keeps your skin from looking ashy. Anyway, we don't need to go through all these. There's just tons of events on there, tons of things to steal. That's why I posted it. Steal them all.
Thank you, Diane.
Okay. Then here is the calendar, which if you'll notice, National Pink Day is on here.
Oh,
Star
yay.
Consultant deadline is the 15th. So please note that. Red event. If you are in red, you are add one to your team. You are invited to this event. It is on a Monday. It is on one of the first Mondays of the month. And then notice she's got 4 sharing events. Skincare event. This is Jen Bessiker, Kate Spade, whatever. Product event and skincare class. So you guys, these are events that if Janice is going to do the work,
Yes.
why in your right mind would you not get guests on?
Absolutely.
Right? Okay. And then of course there's
Yes.
for Tuesday Night Live. Anybody have questions on any of the upcoming events, any of the stuff that's around the corner? So again, a great segue to having Lori teach is how you invite. We were talking about this before we recorded with Jen Goss, is if I said to Melanie, oh my gosh, Melanie, I've got this really fun virtual event on Wednesday. Can I send you the link? I'd love you to jump on. Okay, that is a passive invitation, right? A intentional one is, Melanie, what are you doing Wednesday night? I need to know if I could possibly count on you. We had this amazing, fun virtual event, and I have to make sure that I've got 3 guests on, and I would love one of them to be you. It's going to be fun and fast paced, and she's giving away a bunch of mascaras, and I'll tell you what I'm going to do. If you don't win a mascara from Janice, I'll either gift you a mascara or the gloss of your choice. I just need you to jump on and give me your input. Could I count on you? And she goes, yeah, you can count on me. And say, okay, I'm going to send you the flyer right now though. Okay. And say, I'm super excited. Can't wait to see you on. That's an intentional invitation. Not, hey, if you feel like you're in the mood, could you click on this link? It's like, you guys, they don't know what they're going. They don't know what they're coming to. Does that make sense? So you can imagine getting somebody on. So if you've got somebody who you would love on your team, like the gal who came to my house yesterday, she just left her job. She was the principal of a school. She's already got hired at another job. And I said, oh, you guys should maybe think about this, because her 14-year-old daughter came with her and she's like, oh, I'm not really interested. And I'm thinking, oh, I want to recruit the mom so bad. So I'm just going to send a thing to her and say, you know, I've been thinking about you since you left my house last night. Would you jump on as a talent scout? You know a ton of people in Benicia. Would you jump on tomorrow night to hear what Mary Kay has to offer so you can help me find more people locally? Because I've got upcoming events and I don't have enough people to work the events, especially if they're bilingual. And I'm happy to give you a gift. And you guys, if you, again, it's just, we talked about this earlier. It's about being intentional. Okay. All right. So without further ado, what I'm going to tell with you guys before Lori starts training is that here are the topics that we're going to teach on. We're going to talk 1 week about facial boxes or fish bowls, whatever you want to call them. What do you say when you put it out? What does it look like? Do you attach stuff to it? Do you not attach stuff to it? And there's not one way to do them. There's not like a right way and a wrong way, but we're going to give you a couple different ideas. Every idea that we share at the meetings will be posted immediately on our Facebook page for you to use those resources. So we'll talk about fish bowls or facial boxes. Another thing we're going to talk about is how do you ask for referrals? So you're at a facial, did these 3 ladies 2 nights ago, they bought a bunch of product. And so now it's like, okay, so all 3 of these ladies came, they bought a bunch of product. How do I ask them? So who do you know who I could pamper? So do you play a referral game? Do you do the back of the, do you use the back of the profile? Do you give them a separate sheet? How do you walk out of there with names and numbers? And the great thing about doing that is that it makes it easy to book them, because you're like, oh, did you want to use the people in the back of your profile for your guest list? And they're like, oh, can I do that? It's like, yeah. So again, how to ask for referrals. We'll be talking about that. Of course, we're going to talk tonight about like warm chatter when you're just out doing life. How do you get names and numbers? And then the fourth week, we're going to talk about pop-ups. Like, how do you find these events? How do you go to a dress shop and do a customer appreciation? How do you go to a coffee house or a nice Italian restaurant? How do you go into a nursing place and honor nurses or National Pink Day, you know, whatever. So how do you find out about those type of events, whether they be neighborhood? And sometimes, you guys, size does not matter. And I'll tell you why. I have gone to events where they say 30,000 people are expected to show up, and it's this massive outdoor art and wine or whatever. And I might get 20 leads, and I could do a small church boutique where I can actually talk to everybody, and I can walk out with 20 leads. So sometimes it isn't how big the event is, it's how connected you are to the people that come by. Does that make sense? And so we're going to be talking about how to find those events, what to say, what to promote, and all of that. All right, so Lori, without further ado, Lori's going to talk a little bit about what she does when she's out warm chatter. How does she meet and greet people? And for you guys, if that's not something you're comfortable with, Lori's going to give you some great tips. So take it away, Miss Lagerstrom.
Thank you. And you gave me some great pointers beforehand. So, but if I forget any, feel free to just jump right in and fill in, because I will tell you, I have never considered teaching to be my forte. Anyway, but what I can do is speak from experience sometimes. So, I think the most important thing in warm chattering or, you know, talking to people is your heart, honestly. And I think this is where, and I'm a big prayer person, I think this is where it, you know, if you pray beforehand, and hopefully all of us are praying, but you know, for every day, and just ask God, who is it that, I mean, I'm here, Lord. Do you want me to bless? Who do you want me to bless? So, you know, I have a semi-routine. Sometimes I can't always do it, but, you know, I happen to be in a very nice neighborhood, and it's been a mental health wonderful thing to walk. And so I just have found that I will just meet people. I don't always talk about Mary Kay to every single person, because I kind of read the situation. You know, there are some people who are, you know, they're on a mission and they don't want to be bothered, and there are other people that aren't very nice, and so I don't really deal with them. But there are some people who you just sort of click with, and this can happen to you in your everyday life. And Diana, forgive me if there are things that you've already mentioned, I'm repeating them, but I always figure repeating doesn't hurt. But you know, schedule your things that you have to do, but when you do that, go out looking as, who says this? Who says sugar sharp? Is that Gloria Mayfield Banks?
Yep.
Okay. You know, you will have more confidence when you look sugar sharp as well. So I always think go out with the idea in your head of who is it that I'm going to bless, but also, you know, what are your goals? So your goals in your head, who am I going to bless in your head, and just be open. And I always find, you know, and use Mary Kay's sayings. Who can you sort of make me feel important, even when you're meeting somebody? And if people feel hesitant about meeting other people, the easiest thing I have found is ask questions. Because guess what? People, if they don't like talking about anything else, usually will talk about themselves, right? So if you can ask questions to people, then I find that that's easier as well. And it's amazing what you can find out when you ask questions. And then usually one of the first questions that I will ask is, oh, now, are you working with a Mary Kay person? Do you now some people haven't even heard of Mary Kay. So that obviously that becomes obvious when they say, a what? A who? And then you can explain, well, a Mary Kay consultant, Mary Kay, are you familiar with the company? Most people have at least heard of Mary Kay, but I try to get that question. If I'm relating to the person at all, if they have served me well in the checkout line, or if you're in the post office line, or if whatever you're doing, if you're relating to the person and they seem open, then one of my first questions out is, I'm just curious, do you work with a Mary Kay person already? Because you'll find out pretty quickly, where they are with that. And so if they say no, then I will say, oh, I'm so excited because I would love to be the one. And then now, Diane, you talked about the things that we should always have and be ready.
Lori,
We
do you
should
mind if I
have
just stop you for 1 second for what you just said?
No.
'Cause I think what Lori just said, you guys, is so right on. Because what happens if you say, oh, well, do you know anybody in Mary Kay? Everyone will go, oh yeah, my best friend's cousin's daughter does it. That doesn't mean the woman's ever had a facial or anything. So you can be really intentional with that question. I always say, do you have a Mary Kay consultant that's taking care of your skin? Like, be that intentional. Do you already have a Mary Kay consultant taking care of your skin? Because otherwise they'll go, no, but my neighbor sells it. Okay, great. Is your neighbor taking care of your skin? No. Okay, so you don't have a Mary Kay consultant. So we have to be really careful to say, oh, I'm with Mary Kay. Have you heard of it? And if she says yes, well, she might have heard of it from 20 years ago, but she might have a Mary Kay person. So what Lori said is really, really pivotal. So thank you,
Are
Lori.
you working? I asked, are you working with
Okay.
a Mary Kay person? Do you work with a Mary Kay person? Work with.
Okay.
Those are the words I use, but I like, is your Mary Kay, do you have a Mary Kay person taking care of your skin? So
Well, because that's my goal, right?
that's right. That's right. And then it's very helpful to have samples. I know, I will confess, I don't always have them. I don't always have samples with me when I'm out walking, but I always have business cards. I always have business cards. So, and I usually always get their number, even if I'm just like meeting them, because I use the excuse of, well, I'm your neighbor and I know most of the neighbors around here. And is it okay? Now, some people will say, no, I'm not going to give you my number. Okay, that's fine. But if you're a neighbor, anyway, I've been having a good time with neighbors.
Okay.
So, yeah. So it's talking about intention. I think it has to do with your intention before you go out, and go out when you're feeling good and high energy. That helps, I think, too, right?
Mhm.
But I've also heard people say, well, don't just go out when you feel like it. Well, I think it helps to make yourself feel like it first, because then it's much easier. I think that's just me. I find that the results will be better if you are, if you feel good and energetic and you're going out to serve, to give. So yes, your appearance, your demeanor, your going out to give, your what you have, your samples. Okay. And I'm sure, Diane, you have your way, and Crystal, you have your way. And I'm sure Melanie has her way. And, like Diane said, we don't all have the same gifts, but we can all go out to give, and we can all, when we're out and about, someone gives you good service, you can always, return a compliment. I love complimenting people too on good customer service, because my goodness, that's a rare thing these days. So if I get good customer service, guess what? They're going to hear. And a lot of people, post office does this, my medical group does this, you know, they ask you to fill out a survey. Well, guess what? I'm going to fill out the survey for them. So if they know that I'm filling out their survey, but really it's a matter of what's in your heart and what you want to give. So what did I leave out, Diane? Fill
No,
in,
nothing.
please.
You said something to me earlier today, though, like about how attitude is so important. Do you want to just touch on that a little bit?
Well, I think it's you know, what are you willing, or what are you able to give to the person? Sometimes it's just a matter of you want to give them your smile, or you want to give them, you want to go out to make the world a better place. Mary Kay said, what's the goal of Mary Kay? It's enriching women's lives. And so remember what our mission is. It's enriching women's lives. And that is a privilege. That is really a privilege. So what did I leave out? Go ahead.
Absolutely nothing. I thought you did great. So I took some notes. So a couple of things that Lori said that really resonated with me is just asking, you know, Lord, who do you want me to bless today? Now, I remember when my kids were little, although I always looked cute from the neck up, I wasn't always professionally dressed because I was going on a field trip with my daughter or scouts or whatever. But I intentionally tried to book all my errands where I was going to be around adults on certain days. So I would do like, you know, I would do that stuff like Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So if I was going to be makeup on, hair cute, you know, cute pants, cute shirt, whatever, I would try to book, you know, like 3 or 4 appointments in a day, you know, and that the appointment might be go to the bank, go to the grocery store, make a customer delivery, pick up my kids. So, but I'm thinking, who could I meet at each of those locations? So maybe you're the kind of person, maybe you are already together every day of the week, which is great. But I find that if you, like, I look at my calendar because I moved to Benicia. And so where the Concord Chamber of Commerce is, it's like a 25-minute drive over the bridge. And so I thought, okay, so this week I'm going over the bridge Thursday, Friday. So Thursday, Friday, I'm just thinking to myself, how many appointments can I set up Thursday and Friday? How many customers can I drop product off to? I'll go to the bank. I'll go to the grocery store. Like, I will do everything on Thursday and Friday. So I'm going to dress super cute. I mean, I'm cute today, but super cute Thursday and Friday because I'm going to be there, and I'm going to have my little zippered pouch, which I got out of my starter kit, full of, and I have 2 kinds of samples. I give away either vitamin C or charcoal mask, but you give out whatever you want. And talk to people. But I love what Lori said is, you know, who Lord, do you want me to bless? Also, Lori brought up a great point. Mary Kay asks us, remember, everyone has a sign around their neck that says, make me feel important. Ask questions, your appearance, your demeanor. And I will tell you, when Lori brought that up, it triggered a memory for me. I went to church a couple months ago, no more than a couple months ago, it's probably a couple of years ago. And the pastor was doing a sermon on how we can prejudge and how we need to be more patient with people. And so it had this guy putting on glasses, and these glasses, as he slipped them on, allowed him to be able to read the mind of everybody around him or know what's going on. And so he goes to get in line for coffee, and this guy cuts right in front of him, kind of bumps him, kind of rude. And the guy normally probably would have said something not very nice to him or whatever. And instead he looks up and it says on there, his wife just filed for divorce. He's devastated. And so you don't know that that's what's going on in his life. He's just frazzled, right? And then the guy stands in line, and then something else comes out, and he sees a woman sitting on a park bench, and she looks kind of sad, and she would move her step over to give someone a seat, and it says she just found out that her grandmother passed away yesterday. I mean, like, you don't know what stuff people are going through, especially with COVID, anxiety, all of this. So if you just start thinking, if every one of these samples can put a smile on someone's face, I don't care if I get a name and number. Now, hear my heart. I'm not saying make 50 of these and just go be, you know, the goodwill, you know, jester of the town and be giving samples away every right and left. But I always say to people, try to find a genuine comment. Like, if I saw Lori, I'd say, you have the most gorgeous skin, or I'd compliment her on her hair, like genuine from the heart. If I see a woman that's sharp and she's got kids, I said, I want you to know you are the most sharply dressed mom I've ever seen. She's like, really? Because, you know, as a mom, you feel half disheveled most of the time with a kid pulling on you and spitting on you. And so I always, like, when I walk through a store, I said to the gal, I said, I absolutely love those shoes on you. Or I said, your outfit looks amazing on you. Or I love that color on you. And people, like, their shoulders go back a little bit. Like, I saw a lady in Costco, and she had this beautiful bright turquoise on, turquoise and black. It just looked stunning on her. I walked past her in one aisle, up the next aisle, got out my samples, and I said, you know, I work in the fashion and beauty industry. And I said, I always note you should be on a poster in front of a store. You look amazing. And she goes, really? I just bought this outfit for a cruise. I said, where are you going? So we talked for like 5 minutes. And then she brought up, you said you worked in the fashion and beauty industry. What do you do? I said, well, I don't know if you happen to notice a pink Cadillac in the parking lot, but that's mine. And she's like, oh my gosh, really? So I got a name and number. But my intention was she obviously put in effort into looking like that. Her hair her hair thingy matched her outfit. Like she was all together. And when any woman does that, that's intentional. That you don't walk out of your house looking sharp by accident most of the time.
Especially if you have little kids.
Well, and so again, Lori hit the nail on the head. Make me feel important. I guarantee you when I walked away with that sample, that lady probably just strutted around Costco for an extra 5 minutes because she looked that sharp. And I met another gal at the chamber and she was false lashes, like a little too much, way huge false lashes, gorgeous dress on, whatever. And I said, so tell me what you do. Who can I introduce you to? She goes, I'm an accountant. I put my hand on her shoulder. I go, you're kidding, right? And she goes, no, one. I said, okay, I know a lot of accountants. You would be on a poster in Nordstrom's window, but not an accountant. She goes, I know, I get that a lot. I said, I'm dying to know what led you to that industry. And she goes, my dad, he's also an accountant. And I said, okay. And I said, but you are a fashionista accountant, correct? And so we started laughing and one thing led to another, but paying a genuine compliment like that, just stop. And don't have your agenda because women, oh, they can sense that. They can see that. When you've got your own little, right, Lori? When you've got your own agenda.
Oh, yes. And usually if I am in that mode, because I will confess, sometimes I'm in that mode, I will actually tell them, I know I probably sound a little strange right now, but I'll just tell you, I'm in a contest. And, sometimes I use Diane's line. Sometimes I use Janice's line. Janice's line is, I'm in a contest and I don't like to lose. I mean,
so another fun warm chatter idea, and I'll go back in my files and find it. It's called a scavenger hunt. Now, when I was in Texas visiting Jackie, this is like 8 years ago, her adopted director had given them one. Now we were outside Walmart in Texas, of course, right? And Jackie's pushing a stroller with one of her 5 kids. I can't remember which kid it was. And all of a sudden she goes, can you stay here with the baby? And she pushes a stroller to me and she kind of starts briskly walking toward this woman. I'm like, what is she doing? And I see her pull out this blue piece of folded paper and talk to the girl and got her name and number, gave her sample and comes running back to me. And I go, what did you just do? She goes, that lady had red hair. I don't have a red hair person on here. And I'm like, what? I had never heard of a Mary Kay scavenger hunt before that time. This is like 8 or 9 years ago. And so it says, approach a pregnant woman, a woman wearing blue, a woman wearing black sandals, a woman with really cool sunglasses. And I'll tell you what, when you get that filled out with people's names and all of a sudden you see somebody and I meet Crystal, it'll say woman on a motorcycle. I'll say, Crystal, okay, don't think I'm crazy, but I'm a top beauty advisor with Mary Kay Cosmetics. I always try to come up with some cute title. And I said, I'm a top beauty advisor with Mary Kay Cosmetics, and I need to give a sample to a woman riding a motorcycle. Would that be okay if it's you? And she's going to go, well, yeah.
The other thing, Diane, remember those days when we were working on portfolios? And so you could always use that. You could say, I'm putting together a portfolio for my company. And one of my assignments is to find someone with red hair, brown eyes, whatever it is. But I love those because it makes you look for people.
And that's a great
aware.
That's a great segue, Lori. In fact, I'll share this last idea so we can wrap up. But I used to have a binder, and now that you said that, now I'm going to go find my binder. And my binder said on the front of it, the cover said,
I think, wasn't it a networking?
It said like bold, beautiful, brilliant networking women of Contra Costa County or something like that. And I would go up to people and say, these are the industries I'm looking for. Who do you know who's an event planner? Who do you know who does hair for weddings? Who do you know who does massage, whatever. I said, I'm looking for all these. And they go, oh my God, call my girlfriend. So when I'd go to my customers' houses, true story, I would walk into my customer's home with this, like pretend this is the binder. And I would say, oh my gosh, I said, now all the women in here I have personally facial and personally met, They're rock stars. They're all entrepreneurs. Would you like to see some of them? So they would flip through and there would be a little before photo and a bigger after photo. And then underneath it is their business cards. And then in the very back of the binder were extra business cards. So if someone was, can I get that event planner? Everybody was like, what do I have to do to get in your book? Like I literally would take this to chamber events. They'd go, how do I get in your book? Thank you, Lori, for giving me that idea again, because I could redo that. I could just go back.
That's
And
very
you could just do
effective.
it. What you could do is you could feature entrepreneurs. So if they're a CPA, as long as they're an entrepreneur and not working for some big company, although they could be an independent, but you know what I mean? You could totally do that. So think about the industries you want to run. Who runs a daycare? Because you could recruit her. Who does housekeeping? Who does, you want a seamstress? Because these are things that women are always looking for a referral. Who unfortunately does family law or estate law, you know, for wills, trusts, and that kind of stuff. Like my networking binder, I literally had people say, how much does it cost to get in your binder? I'm like, it's a makeover. Because they wanted to be in my book. And so, and I just did a really tiny before photo and a much bigger, like a 3x5 after photo. And then they would fill it out. Their pages, they'd fill it out. But that was a really, really fun way. So you guys could take the month of June and your goal would be 30 faces, come up with 30 occupations. So what I'd love to do is for next Tuesday, if you guys will all come to the meeting with a list of what occupations, come up with at least a dozen. So if we all share our list, if you guys, when you come on, if you want to text them or email it to me before, I can put together a list and you can pick what you want your top maybe 30 to be. It might be, who do you know who's a pediatrician? Who do you know who's a female mechanic? Who do you know who's a female CPA? Who's a financial planner? Who's an ophthalmologist? Like, who's a nutritionist? I mean, there are so many occupations out there. Wouldn't it be fun to promote the women that you know, right? And you can start with the women that are you already network with. And then I say to them, I'd love to be, I don't know if you have a networking book, because they'll say, well, how can I help you? And I say, well, let me give you a couple samples, but this is what I'm specifically looking for. I'm doing right now brides. Who do you know who's getting married? Or I'm right now doing mothers and daughters with teenagers. Who do you know? And so ask them, because if you're referring business to them, they're happy to refer business to you. Okay, does anybody have questions for Lori? Any comments on anything that she said, the scripts, anything?
Or anything that you want to add.
Yeah, you can add anything, feedback. Felita, Jen, Carrie, anybody? We can't hear you, Jen.
Oops, don't know where she went. Unmute.
Yeah, sorry.
There.
Yeah, let me turn there we go. Okay, yes, no questions. But it
Okay.
did make me think about who I might be able to find referrals for who's in their 20s. And one of the things I thought of might be the foster care system. Maybe there's somebody who works in the foster care system who could refer their foster kids to me, because they're always looking for extra income for sure. And especially if they're in one of those good programs at a junior college, and the flexibility would, be just working well for them. Plus they're around all those other people. So that's a good idea, I think, for me.
Yeah. And
Also,
oh, go ahead.
Also, we're in, the heart of the world's seed producing region and research region. So all of those people, they're people who work in labs, they're scientists. And kind of because of that, they need a little more help. So probably those are some really good places to go to. Yeah, thanks.
I'm thinking of some of the women that I network with that I know at the chamber. Like I know 3 women that own their own restaurant. They run it. They work 14-hour days. They love what they do, but they work 14 or 15-hour days because they all own their own little pop-up restaurants. I know people who do everything from herbs, wired jewelry. I mean, you know what I mean? Like find some of these entrepreneurs. 45% of the households in the United States have a side hustle. Start helping promote some of their side hustles that are not like direct selling companies. I would do like the people that are independently, like nutritionists, yoga, somebody like a yoga instructor, personal trainers, nutritionists, all of those things that make good power partners for you guys. those would be the ones to utilize. So has anybody here ever done a networking binder? Anybody ever done networking things like that before? Oh my God, I need to find my binder because that was like, I'm so glad you brought that up, Lori. And I actually have pages, but my pages are a really big before, which they're not very excited about, and a really big after. And so they go, can you make that before photo like really small?
Do you have those, by the way, posted on your?
I have the, you know what, they were on my old computer. I'm sure I could pull them up, but then I have another one that just has their after photo with their business card. And then they write about themselves. They write about themselves and their business and that kind of stuff. So I'll post what I have, but maybe I might pay to have somebody redesign it. So it's like little before, big after, company, that kind of thing. But you want to say, who do you know who's a female mechanic? Who do you know who's a female? Who do you know who trains horses in case I know someone who wants horseback riding lessons? Who do you know who's a massage therapist? Like, you guys, it's all about the power of a woman, man. Just let's all help bring each other business. So what you want to do is you want to get, if you have 25 people in your binder, your goal is that all 25 of them are out looking for leads for you. And that's all in how you sell being in your binder to them. Does that make sense? And it's really fun to sit down, look at the sheet and say, well, these are the 25 occupations I want to feature in here. Who do you know in these categories? And they'll go, oh my God, well, my sister, she's a caterer. Say, great. What's your sister doing on Thursday? Can she come get a makeover with you? Like, does that make sense? It's easy. It's easy. It's fun.
Connie wants to
Diane,
say something.
Yes,
I
ma'am,
was
Connie.
I was just thinking, when you find your binder, because it's been a few years, you may want to go back and find those ladies and say, hey, can we get an updated photo?
Oh yeah. And I've been in the chamber for 22 years. I have business cards from women. I'm in 3 referral groups through either the chamber or the city of Concord. So I have more leads than I know what to do with. But when I go to the networking meeting on Thursday, that's what I'm going to promote. So I've got till Thursday to put my binder pages together and start working it. So, and here's the deal is I can ask, because the group is like 2/3 men and 1/3 women. So the 2/3 men, I'm going to say, men, before you leave, can you please look at my occupation? Because you know, women, it might be your wife, it might be your girlfriend, but who do you know that could be in one of these categories? Who do you know who does estate and is an estate attorney? Who do you know who's a realtor? Who do you know, blah, blah, blah. So, but it's about, and if that's the way that you guys do warm chatter booking, you can totally do that. But again, like Lori shared, remember, have a servant's heart. You have some samples with you. Oh, have something to write their name and number on. That's the other thing, is because otherwise I'm looking for like a piece of scratch paper or something, which is super not professional.
I don't do that.
What?
I have them put it in my phone, and then I text them and say, I'm gonna text you to make sure that you know that this number is mine.
So what's really cool is if you don't have anything, say, well, you know what? Could you just go ahead and here, in fact, let me just go to contacts, go ahead and put your name and your phone number right in here. And then I'll text you the link to my newest catalog. So now you've got their info right here.
It saves me a step, and it saves me losing paper. I'm just saying. And I'm honest, and I say, I'm not gonna, I'm sorry, but I wish my memory was better. I always blame it on something. But if you can just put it in, then that would really help. And then I will text you right now, so you'll know that that's my number and not just some random person. So your number is actually connected to them.
And it's funny because you can send them an interactive catalog. You could send them a link to your website. You could send them all kinds of things. You could send them your digital business card. And if you guys haven't made a digital business card, I suggest you get one made. They're super, super easy to do. And we might even run that as a promotion in June, have a digital business card made. Well, you guys, I want to thank you for being on tonight. I do want to recognize, I know Carrie McCurdy had a $600 week a week ago. And I apologize, Carrie. My new assistant, who's only worked for me for 3 days, I thought she was going to quit today because she kept screwing up on stuff. And she's like, maybe I should quit. I go, you're not going to quit. You're just figuring it all out. You're good. But no prizes went out. No customers' product went out. She didn't get any of that stuff out. So I owe you a prize from last week. Did anyone have a week of over 300? Because every week you have over 300 in retail sales, you get a gift in the mail. So did anybody have weeks over an excess of
unless you're a director, right?
I'll send you a prize.
Oh.
Who had weeks over 300? I want to hear some shout outs.
500, I believe, maybe 550. I have to total it up.
So Carrie, about 550. Belita, I know
Yeah.
that's going to be you next week, man. Next week, you're going to be big cheese on campus, man. You're going to be the We're gonna have fun on Friday night. I know I'm gonna hit a ton of traffic. I'm leaving 2.5 hours early. I figured I'll just get there early and sit under a tree because with traffic from here to Sacramento, it could take me 2 hours. I mean,
Yeah, go in the early afternoon.
I know, but I got appointments. I know, I'll figure it out. Okay, so Carrie with 550. Anybody else have a week over 300? How about any of the directors have weeks over 300?
Oh yeah,
Lori, what was your week?
700.
Nice. Crystal?
It was over 800.
Nice. I have to say the only reason I had a week of 2000 was because of that sale I ran. I sold 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 sets of repair. Wow. Because I did this silly sort of stupid thing where if you bought a set, you got a second set at 75% off. And so I had 5 or 6 customers do that. I think I went through 16 bottles of oil-free eye makeup remover because everybody was buying them in 2s. A couple people bought their foundations in 2s. What else did I sell bulk of? Oh, oil-free hydrating gel. I had Julie order 2 for her husband. A gal ordered 2 yesterday, and then a gal today because I'm honoring the sale because she didn't see the email. So I went through 6 bottles of oil-free hydrating gel. It's like, oh, and then a gal who hasn't bought. Here's the deal. She bought a miracle set from me about 7 months ago. I know the miracle set lasts a long time. It doesn't last 7 months. Oh. She has not bought from me, although I sent her a catalog. I haven't heard from her. She got the Memorial Day sale. She ordered 2 miracle sets. I was so flippin' excited because that means she's missing it. Bummed that she couldn't get it. And now she got 1 for $120 and 1 for $30. Mm-hmm. So she's like feeling, because that's like a 36% discount. That's massive. I never do that. Nor will I probably ever do it again. But in the meantime, it generated $2,000 in sales. So I'm not complaining, but still. So yeah. So I want to thank you guys for being on. Lori, thank you so much for your teaching and all your wisdom. If you guys want to post anything, any great ideas with what you walk out with, please post it on there. If you also want to post, I'll start a post that says, like for our networking binder, here are some fun occupations. Start thinking about what occupations you guys would like to have in there. You definitely want to get a pet sitter because as people are looking through your book, they're like, I need a pet sitter or even a professional organizer, a personal trainer. So when you ask really specific things, you might even post that on your unit, on your private VIP page. Say, if anybody knows a personal trainer or somebody who does pet sitting that's a woman-owned business, will you please privately message me? I'd like to feature her in my networking book. And people are like, excuse me, how do you feature me in your networking book? So, and Crystal, you could do a whole thing called Women on Wheels and just they have to have a motorcycle. I mean, you could have fun with that. Every woman on a bike.
Maybe you also need an accident attorney. I shouldn't say that.
Yeah, well, yeah, there's a lot of those in Texas. There's lots of accident attorneys. So congratulations, Carrie, for your $550 week. I'll be putting 2 prizes in the mail for you. And you guys, you know what? The month is not over. We still have until tomorrow night. My goal is that we need about 15,000 wholesale, and my goal is to have at least 6 agreements going by tomorrow. So if you are in my unit and you will commit to getting 1 new team member by tomorrow, please let me know. I know, Carrie, you're working on getting 2 so that you can get into DIQ. But you guys, it's this next 31.5 days is going to be the most fun we've all had in a really long time. I cannot wait to celebrate with all of you in Dallas. And thank you, Crystal, for being on here tonight, and Melanie and Lori. And you guys have a wonderful week, okay? So be posting on our Facebook page what other occupations you want so we can put all those in a sheet and we'll have all those ready. And I'll post whatever flyers I have for both scavenger hunt as well as networking pages. Okay? All right, you guys have a wonderful evening. All right, good night.